1-0, a narrow defeat in the end for Mikel Arteta and his boys. We saw some great opportunities go begging. The biggest one for young Saka early or midway through, the first half when they were already 1-0 down. It may feel like a bit of a bitter defeat in the end because Arsenal had opportunities to get themselves back into this game. Should Thomas Partey have come on a little bit sooner? And there's a lot of talk about this Arsenal team opening up and becoming far more expansive when Partey joins. Do you think that could be more damaging to Arsenal than beneficial? I want your views. I want your opinions. We're going to go live. We're going to take your calls on the air right now, but smash the like button for us. We want to pass 1,000 likes on every single video we do. Here we go. Yes. We're joined by Adam Charles, Kid City, the City fan, and of course, Igal that was on the watch along with us. I'm going to go to Igal first of all. Bro, you were very, very confident in beating Man City today. What went wrong?
We were very flat, and you know what? We had 2 good chances. We weren't clinical enough, and at the end of the day, you question a couple of things. One, we question if bringing on Thomas Partey earlier would have made a difference, and should he have done that? I have no other problems with the lineup. And the other thing is, did we do enough to win this game or draw this game? I think we did. I think it was just unlucky and a little bit of clinicalness on their part with the deflected goal. A deflected shot that came back to Raheem Sterling where he scored. And for us, 2 clear-cut chances that we messed up. So you know what? We messed up. We could have won this game easily and we're still improving. So don't forget that. We'll take away some positives.
Saying there, Kid City, from your point of view, as a Man City fan watching this, do you think Arsenal was close to being in this game, as the gal's saying, or do you think this was light work?
I wouldn't say light work. I don't think Arsenal really threatened us the way they did. The last couple games they beat us in. Usually they'll have Aubameyang on the counter, or they'll have, like I said, holding it up, passing it to Pepe, giving it out wide to Aubameyang or something like that. But they didn't really do that today. I don't know what the game plan was, but I don't think they really threatened us that much. Because I think we had a solid performance from our center back, Diaz. I know you had him as a flop of the season, Terry, but I think he can prove you wrong.
Who, Diaz? Yeah, look, I had to pick a name, bruv. We'll see what happens with that one. Adam Charles, give us your reaction to that game, bro. What went wrong?
Yeah, there we go. It was just a little bit desperate, man. I think we ran out of ideas. I think City they matched our formation, and they had a little bit of a weird hybrid system, and we didn't really know how to plug the gaps that it created. I do think, as Igal said, if we had taken those chances, it could have given the game a different complexion. But I'm trying to look at the positives, because I think we're still a team in progress. We're still a team that's trying to improve. We're still a team that's trying to develop. And I look at Saka's performance today, and I see that's got a positive in it. So yeah, I'm choosing to look at the positive. But there were times where it got a little bit desperate today, and that's not nice to see.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. I think it's a weird game today. City seem to die off a little bit, as we've seen them do in other games. The fitness level's not quite there. Arsenal just couldn't seem to. I want to use the right wording here. They couldn't really seem to muster enough. I don't know, creativity. Maybe it's a fear factor. I see whenever goal today, your goal really, the goal you conceded and City's that they scored, of course, with City being here, it really seemed to stem from when you opened up a little bit and there was a bit of a space to expose. And I still think Arsenal have got problems when they open up, because they still have so many players, Bellerin, David Luiz, as examples, that are just not good enough. And the one thing I think was disappointing, when I first saw it in the first instance, I thought it was really poor defending from Gabriel that led to the goal. And then you watch it, he was left between a rock and a hard place. the midfield was nowhere. There was no tracking back from the midfield at all to cover the positions of the oncoming attacking players, Raheem Sterling, etc. So you've got Gabriel there, like, do I rush out to try and stop these players, or do I hold my ground and stay where I'm meant to be in case the ball comes here? He was literally exposed by his midfield. So I still think there's areas. Thomas Partey is going to be a huge plus when he gets integrated into this team in recent weeks. But maybe a bit of a reality check. And I said before the game, I think some Arsenal fans are only 1 or 2 more victories away from talking about title challenges. So maybe this will just temper the attitude a little bit.
You know what I wanted to say to Kid City?
No.
Your team wasn't even at your best today. You guys beat us in a 1-0 game, and we weren't that nowhere near you guys this game. And it just goes to show how much
really missed
quality
De
you guys
Bruyne.
have.
I can't believe how worse we played without De Bruyne. I don't get it. I know he's a great player, but I don't think we should be playing that. I don't think we created enough chances. We didn't create enough chances, in my opinion. We only created like what, 2, 3?
I think it was 5. We had 3.
Yeah, it wasn't great for it. Wasn't vintage City, but of course you're going to miss one of the best, the second best attacking midfield player in the Premier League.
Ah, you clown! I hate
Boy,
you.
Adam.
So silly.
Adam.
We're going to jump on some more callers now. Thank you all very, very much, Adam. Cheers, brother, and I'll speak to you soon.
Later, Adam.
Longer, but his signal was crazy. Igal, thanks, bro. We'll speak to you after the Man United game, I'm sure, and go in more detail. Next up, we've got Cameron, we've got Zach, we've got David, we've got Kesh. What's going on, boys?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, we're going to go to Arsenal fan here. We'll go to Zach first, bruv. Why couldn't you muster enough just to get that goal there? What went wrong?
We have no creativity. That's the problem. The board, man. Oh my! Why could we get our? Why? Look at that. 3 chances, only 3 chances, and we're a top 6 team. And I kept my mouth shut about this for so long, yeah. But I hate the way we're playing, man. This is Arsenal we're talking about. We're playing park the bus. Is that who we are? No, it's not. We should be attacking. I hate sitting back. I hate watching my team sit back, trying to absorb pressure like the team is peak Mourinho. No, we're not. But so this is all because of our midfield. Our midfield is not good enough. We signed Partey. He's a good player, but it's going to take time for him to integrate. Literally, I could not believe I was watching for 90 minutes. City on another level, to be honest. But they weren't playing that well themselves. And David Luiz, Bellerin.
Why are you not happy with how you're playing? This is the most competitive, compact I've seen Arsenal look in top 6 clashes for 15 years, mate. You went through a period, especially in the last 10 years, where you weren't just getting beat by the majority of your top 6 rivals, but on a very regular basis, you were taking absolute beat. I mean, you used to get beat so bad, there was questions to whether or not it should be considered assault. So why are you now not happy that you've stopped that from happening? Because that used to make you all rage, bruv. That made you all angry you were getting beat like that. You have to start somewhere. Maybe starting off pragmatically and growing into that is the best approach, rather than just going gun-ho and getting slapped about.
I'm not saying go all out attack. What I'm saying is we should have bought a midfielder in the summer. We could have played more openly instead of looking like Sean Dyche's Burnley every week. I mean, it's frustrating, to be honest. I can see what Arteta is doing, and I'm gonna stick with that. But sooner or later, we need to start playing more openly. Otherwise, we don't have a midfield to create chances.
Kesh, from your point of view, what's your view on what Zach's saying?
My manager got it wrong, totally wrong. The whole setup was too negative. In terms of this game and comparing it to Liverpool game, I thought we played a lot better against Liverpool, even though we conceded more. Like, we tried to zip it around a lot quicker. Today was just so lethargic, like slow. We didn't even try to get a bangman in the game enough. We had Willian playing as a false 9, which is absolutely absurd. Like, literally, why would you start Willian through there? You might as well play a 4-2-3-1 and play him as a Camden and start Partey. You just got it totally wrong. And in terms of Leno as well, like, I've come to the decision Martinez is a better goalkeeper than Leno. Like, I understand fans always saying, yes, Leno stops us from conceding the many goals, but if you actually look at the finer details in his game, he always parries it into danger. Like, Tony Adams came out the other day and said it. He's just not good enough. He's not good enough. As a keeper, yes, last season everyone was happy. Yes, he kept us in games. But as a keeper, you've got to do the basics. Like, you can save it, but what's the point of you saving it if it's going to go to an opponent and they're going to get a rebound? It doesn't make any sense. Bellerin now, mate, the guy has no sense of awareness. No sense of awareness at all. I heard fans telling me that, oh, he assisted 2 chances. I said, oh, you can get that. You can get one good performance from any player any given day of the season. Doesn't mean he's good. Doesn't mean he's changed his fortunes around. Bellerin is not good enough. And it's been going on for so long, and I just need to see Maitland-Niles come in there and replace it. Simple as.
Mate, I hear a lot of what you're saying there. I think the Leno thing has frustrated a lot of Arsenal fans. Samuel's with us as well. Give me your... I mean, a lot of Gooners very, very confident before going into this game. Super chat here about Zach saying, Terry, what is this guy on? Please get him off. Paul, I appreciate the super chat. Zach is allowed his opinion as well, but thank you. Do you think maybe some Arsenal fans have been getting a little bit too ahead of themselves?
I mean, yeah, because the previous 2 wins are papered over the cracks. I mean, you know, if you look at the way we played, we've been poor. Against Sheffield United, we were dominated through the vast majority of the game, and just a 10-minute spell, and we were 2 goals ahead. Even though that just covered up how poor we've been. And against West Ham United as well, Terry, where we were poor the whole game. We didn't deserve anything from the game, and we just snuck out with a result. And today, you know, I don't know. I'll back Mikel Arteta, but I don't know why Willian played as a striker today. When, as you see, when Aubameyang went up front, we played far better, and Saka should have scored, in my opinion. And then, can I get onto the incident with the high foot, Terry? Because they said the VAR didn't even take a look at that. I mean, why is VAR there? It's meant to be there for the situations like these, and the incompetent referees who do not know what they're doing. And VAR is there to make up their mistakes, and VAR didn't even do anything. But all in all, we can't blame the referee because we were just flat.
Well, that's what I would say here. Yes, I thought it could have been a penalty, but it is a subjective decision, not an objective decision. So it's about somebody's opinion. But that isn't the reason. I get that some of the boys at AFTV are probably kicking off about the referee. I know that a lot of them wanted Aguero sent off because he touched the lines, the official. Oh, and he said something wrong now. I've got myself in trouble. It touched the official. But for me, it's a bit like Liverpool fans today. So many Liverpool fans want to focus on VAR rather than the fact that their defense has got holes in it and they're getting picked apart and picked open. And it is a bit of a weakness. Like, if you guys would have done your job, if Saka would have finished his dinner, you know, a really good cross for Aubameyang, didn't get his run right near the end. Pepe had a really good opportunity with his head, not on target. These things you should be taking. We've added a Gal back to the stream here because Gal, I wanted to ask you a question. You got Zach here, Kesh here, Samuel, papering over cracks. They're not happy with Arteta's system. That's Zach and Kesh saying that, you know, manager made some big mistakes today. What's your reaction to that?
Keep the same energy as you were saying before the game, because the same guys were saying this is the best chance for us to win. Same as me. You guys were all probably predicting we're going to win or draw. I don't know what Zach predicted, but I know Kesh and Samuel, you guys were optimistic going into this game. So what I'm going to say is, yes, we did not perform as well as I expected, but we are improving, and these are stepping stones that we need to take. It wasn't the games that we used to see, losing 3-0 in the first 20 minutes. We got a respectable 20 minutes before we conceded a goal, and that goal itself was not like it was a wonderful goal. It was Raheem Sterling got a deflection from a shot that Aguero took at the time, came off Leno, went right to his feet, and Gabriel and Bellerin made a mistake that led to the goal. What can you do? Individual mistakes still happen.
What I will say is, City was there for the taking today. I don't care anyone going to tell me that they played well. We should have went out there and been brave. It was appalling, appalling. And people saying reactionary. I'm not being reactionary. I still believe in Arteta. I just believe that this game, a City team that is weak as this, you've got to go and put Partey in there and try and hit them. Like, come on, you've got to set the standards.
No, but we knew he was never going to start.
Yeah, but
that's not the point.
You just have 2 training sessions.
This is how you play against everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, I understand that. I totally understand that. But you've just got Partey in. I don't like hearing this thing where you've got to bed every player in. Like, it's not every player. Just put him in there. At the end of the day, everyone's saying we was expected to lose anyway. So what harm is it going to do to put Partey in? Tell me. It's not going to do any harm, is it?
Listen, this was not a negative performance in the way.
It's not negative. It's not negative.
You can find a lot of positives from this performance in the set. Let's be honest. We did not lose 3-4-0. We lost 1-0 away from a team. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. David, please.
The whole game and didn't create a chance, really.
We created 3 clear-cut chances.
Did you watch the game, David?
You want to
create chances.
Did you watch it? What are you watching?
Really
Come
on. You watch the game.
You want to call
the game.
That was a clear cut game.
Guys. I want to say something. Zach is angry that you're playing pragmatic football. Reiterate your point on that, Zach. I'd love Igal to respond to it.
Zach, what do you expect?
My whole point was, listen, yeah. My whole point was, like Kesh was saying, City were there for the taking. If we would have opened up a bit more, we would have added to the chances that we already created. You know what I mean? And we should have started Partey. We had a chance. We had a good chance today to try and get something out of this game.
But Zach, listen, for the past couple of years, you've opened up against these big teams that we've been slapped 4-5-0.
No, I didn't say open up like Wenger. I'm saying we should have pushed a bit more forward to try and get because City's backline we know is fragile. Yeah. So we could have if we open up a bit more, we could have gotten more chances to try and get a draw or win out of this game. Maybe.
I want to ask the fans a question because, like, are you guys a big team? Do you consider yourself a big team still? Yes, of course. I agree with everything Zach's saying. You guys are not playing like a big team right now. Like you're playing like a team that doesn't want to lose.
Can I touch on what you just said?
I completely understand that opening up would have put you at a bigger risk, but today City was there for the taking, and you've been playing pragmatically for a bit now. Like, this isn't the first time, and it's getting to a point where it's like he's going to have to switch at some point. Arteta's going to have to show that you can go out and actually play against a big team.
Can I touch on that quickly?
Absolutely.
I agree with you. Like the previous games, I understood because we never had someone in there who can break up play. But now you've gone and got someone to break. There's no excuse to even go into this game like that with this negativity. This game was there for you to go and say, you know what, this is where we put everything to the test now and see where we are as a team.
Yeah.
And this is a chance to prove it, and we didn't do it.
Right. You know what I would say to this though, and I've said it for a while now, and I know Arsenal fans think I'm being salty, but when I look at Arteta, I think at his core, he's a pragmatic manager. Look at 2 of his major signings this summer, Willian and Thomas Partey. Willian's best time in the Premier League was playing under pragmatic managers. He's best loved by Jose. And if you look at Thomas Partey, you've signed one of the best central midfielders in the world who has been playing for the king of pragmatism in Spain. Now, that doesn't mean against the Fulhams and the Brightons and the Southamptons, you're not going to open up and play football. But I would, if I'm an Arsenal fan now, I'm buckling myself in for the next year or two. This is how you're going to play against the big teams. I think this is Arteta's style. This notion that you're suddenly going to go 4-3-3 and go all out attacking, I just can't see it. The players you're buying don't. Even with Awar, you were looking for, he is creative and he'll make you goals. But how did Leon play against the big teams they play? Pragmatically. They're literally targeting people that come from teams that when they go up against more superior teams and other big teams, they play with a pragmatic approach. So I don't understand where this belief comes from that's going to suddenly change. I really don't think it is. And I'm not slagging you off for that. This is the new Arsenal. This is Arteta's Arsenal. When you play the big teams, it's going to be tight, compact, try and counter. What you didn't do well enough today was counter-attack. That's all it came down. And then when you did counter well, you didn't finish your chances. That's the only criticism you should have. Can
I say one thing? Can I say one thing to Zach? Zach, I agree with you. We lack creativity. At the same time, you can't say we lack creativity and then say, I don't like the tactics of the way we're playing. Because the reason we're playing the way we're playing is because we lack creativity. And we understand.
Try.
That's what I said.
No,
but
the thing is,
you set up to play negatively, though, Igal.
Yes,
you set up to play that way.
This
like,
is the same way.
Look at your players like Pepe and Oba. They're playing like Oba today did not look like he should be through the middle every time. That's negative tactics, not putting him through the middle. Pepe is trash. I'm going to say it now. Pepe has been terrible, like absolutely terrible. Probably one of the worst signings over the last 2 years. And you guys need to stop. There's no more hiding it. Like he's out there doing nothing. So at this point, you need to do something differently. And playing this pragmatic style against the big teams, never winning away from home, Arsenal will never get back to where they should be. That's just not going to happen.
Gal, the reason you play that defensive football,
I agree with you on Pepe. What can we do?
It's because you need cover because your defense is awful. Like, to call a spade, your defense is awful, and that's coming from a Chelsea fan.
No, David. It's not about the defense.
No, Gal.
It's not that bad, to be honest.
No, but the thing is, we should realize that
if you go into playing 4 at the back, you will get exposed, and Arteta knows that. That's exactly why he's playing 3-4-3 with barely anyone going forward, because he knows as soon as he goes expansive, you've got David Luiz in a back 4. Us Chelsea fans, we know him in a back 4.
He's not good in a back 4.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And that's not even me being salty.
What are you talking about? We talk about David. David Luiz played in a back 4 in the Champions League final. Come on, man.
David's right in that sense. David's right in that sense.
David's right.
Like I said it on the stream. You keep talking about going 4-3-3. I know that sometimes people take risks to try and get bigger rewards, but you've created a system at Arsenal, which has given Arteta a 63% win ratio. You're no longer getting beaten up. You're limiting the amount of goals that you concede in games, as an example. I think if you suddenly go 4-3-3 with the squad you've got, even with Thomas Partey, that's excellent, you are going to get opened up by teams again. And what you don't want to happen is the doubt to set in, especially amongst the fans. If the fans go, the fans go. Monster, what did you make of Arsenal's performance today? We're going to talk Chelsea a little bit later on tonight. I know you guys obviously got embarrassed again today defensively, but what did you make of Arsenal's performance?
I don't think it was that bad. If you ask me, they had chances, man. They did have chances. Edison looked world class today, innit? And the same thing, in the same strength, Arsenal's goalkeeper Leno saved some chances as well, innit? But Arteta it seems like I'm watching like Avram Grant, Di Matteo or Mourinho, like so defensive, and you guys didn't just play this. It's not just against Man City, Liverpool. You did this against West Ham. You did this against Fulham. You've been playing defensive football, and it shocks me that I'm watching Arsenal play this type of football, innit? And I'm not blaming them.
Monster, because
wait, hold on, Samuel, hold on. You played. If you got to win, you got to win. Don't matter how you win, innit? But what surprises me is that if you guys remember back in the day, Arsenal fans, the likes of Troops, DT, they used to say, I would rather us not even play if we're going to play that type of football, innit? It just shocks me that nowadays you got them playing this type of football, innit? Do you know what I mean? Oh, how the tables have turned.
No, but
listen, because before Arsenal came in, Arsenal were known as a defensive team, and it was part of the Arsenal's DNA to play defensive football, and that's how we won so many league titles. I mean, it's just one manager through Arsenal's entire history that we played attacking football. So really, you can't really complain that we're playing defensive football when the squad's not there and we have just some average players at the back. So Arteta's hand is forced to play defensive football. He's got no choice to do that.
What I will say is, though, you've got a defender who's an absolute newbie to the league, yeah? You've got to play Aubameyang through and test it. Like, little things like that, I need to see you trying different ideas. You don't want to start with Willian up top, who's not even going to get close. We didn't even get closer to,
How many? Did you have any touches on the box?
Yeah, we did. City,
No,
Willian
specifically.
We told you lot about Willian, but you lot didn't want to hear it. You lot were like, "Oh, he rejected you.
No.
He rejected you." Am I lying?
None of us said that. None of us on the channel said that. The thing is, why we should not get long to Willian? Why we should play long balls to Willian? I mean, I don't get this.
They all screaming.
I thought a lot today as well, and this is the thing, right? You guys, this is where it's about people keeping their feet on the ground. So you've scored a couple of really good goals, and I've seen like Arsenal, the club, like catch you up by playing them alongside each other in videos to say, look at the system we're creating, how we pass out from the back. Today, you try passing out from the back, it wasn't working. And then I must have seen it in the first half about 8 times. Maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe 5 times. Ball gets to Gabriel. Gabriel puts it onto his left foot down near the corner flag, and he was sending long balls into the channel. That isn't a bad thing, but that's all you could do to beat that press. And it looked to me like you only really work on trying to play out from the back, and it's like, crap, it ain't working. So it was a good thing you stopped doing it because you nearly conceded goals through doing it. And then you started going along, and it's almost like it's just going to take you time to get used to this. And of course, City are one of the best pressing teams in world football when they're on fire, and they were in a pretty good space today. They just weren't clinical enough. They still don't look fit to me. I just think Arsenal fans have got to buckle themselves in. You're a pragmatic team now, and that's it. And I think, Zach, don't be angry about it. This is what you just got to learn to. This is what you are now. I think you've got to learn to accept it. It's like you've gone back to the George Graham era, 1-0 to the Arsenal. It was a song, bruv. Like, I think you've got to accept it. Otherwise, you're only just going to make yourself continually angry about the situation. I don't think Arteta is coming into play tiki-taka football. I don't think he even did that element of the training at City. I think he was all about the defensive shape.
Terry, do you want to know what as well?
Other thing, just one thing is that Arsenal now, really the main goal is win by any means necessary. They don't have a goal of just win by playing beautiful football. Arsenal's goal now is just they're fed up of just playing good football and not getting any results. That they want to do is play any type of football and just win.
Listen, Terry, do you want to know this as well, Terry? The reason why your back playing out from the back is not necessarily working is the guy who was initiating those goals you're talking about that always ended up with Aubameyang cutting in and scoring. The guy who always initiated it, you've sold him to Aston Villa.
There you go.
Sold him.
Martinelli knew how to beat the press. He knew when to go long and when to go short.
Martinez, you mean?
Martinez. Leonard hasn't got a clue about beating the press. You've got to watch the trigger. You've got to see that your team's getting pressed so high, and then you pick a pass either down the channel between the centre back and the wing back and the winger, on the wing back, sorry, and that's how you beat the press. But Leno, when he gets on the ball, even when he sets the pace of kicking it out from the back, it's a P roller. It's not crisp enough.
Yeah, but people have been saying it for years that Leno's distribution is poor because that's like he's a good shot stopping goalkeeper who struggles to play with his feet.
At the end of the day, yeah, like as I said in the preview, yeah, City's not going to be our rival. It's all the other teams down below us. So there's no harm in losing 1-0 to City.
But are you going to hope that you guys play differently, like when you come up against us, for instance? Because when I look at a game like this, and I think if there was fans, and I think we're starting to see it across the whole Prem. I think that's why we're not seeing certain teams keep their intensity through the whole game. Like if there was fans today, I truly believe City would have battered you. I think they would, I honestly, I'm just being honest, because I think with all the possession they had 85% possession at one point. Like you have the fans behind you, you're going to just be they'll be taking on everything. So I think when you come up against United or when you come up against, you're saying the rest of the teams are your rivals. Are you expecting them to play differently? Is that what your hope is, Cash? Or
No,
you think
against everyone. Against Sheffield, they had 6 shots on goal. Literally, it's against every single person.
It is against every team. It is against every team.
One thing we have been...
What I'm open for is that now Partey is in, we've got, less than next year. I'm open in trading. We're going to be working on actually changing the system. I sure as hell.
Can I just say something?
We can't go through the whole of the season playing like this.
I think he's going to go with 3 at the back.
He's got to bring in Maitland-Niles. I agree with you, Cash. Maitland-Niles should be starting over Bellerin.
Should be starting over Bellerin.
Yeah, 100%. Zach, you're going to say something, bro?
In 2 weeks' time, we play Man United. Yeah. Are you gonna sit there and tell me you would watch? Would you rather us sit back like today, or go forward and try and break down Manchester United? I just want to ask you.
Against
United, open up.
Open up. No. You don't attack
against United. You sit back.
Sit back.
Yeah, he's asking us what we'd rather though.
Counter attack against Manchester United. That's what you need to do. Yeah. If you open up if you try to attack us, and you need Rashford and Martial and Greenwood and
what Terry Martial's out in that game, is he not?
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not. If they're running it at David Luiz with space. However, if you stop us from breaking you down and counter against Lindelof and
Bailly or Maguire.
It can be troublesome. It really could. And listen, it depends. There are certain games where pragmatism will work. I think it's a good system. I think you're going to win this year than last year. I think you're going to progress as a team. And what Arteta will do is every summer, if he's given time, he'll add more Thomas Partey's, better players in all positions, or develop players, and then you'll become like a Atletico Madrid, who don't have the best squad in the league, but might every now and then win the Premier League title and can do well in Europe. That's what you're going to look to build, because you're never going to spend the money to go toe-to-toe with the Liverpools and the City. We'll see what happens with Liverpool once this squad dies away and falls away. But you're never going to have the money to compete with the European elites. You're never spending £200 million a summer. So what you need to do is create
if you do
out of a group for less money. And that's not a disrespectful thing. Like, it's just how it is. And I don't think it's a bad approach from Arsenal. I think it's going back to their original roots, what I'm told, with the George Graham eras and things like that. Or when I say original roots, I'm talking earlier, sort of late 80s, early 90s type thing. And we'll kind of go from there.
If we get Champions League football, don't be surprised if we spend upwards of 150 million. because we've been spending a lot of money recently. You guys haven't realized that we've been spending a lot of
money. You said something. If.
No. I know, but that is a very big caveat. But at the same time, we've been getting Europa League football and we've been spending a lot of money.
But you have a pragmatic manager. You just got to learn to deal with that. And now some of your counter-attack goals will be beautiful. You know, when we had Joe say at Man United, we battered some teams. This idea that when you're pragmatic, everything's a close 1-0 victory. Although when you actually look at Arsenal's results this year, they've all been you scored 3-0, 2-1, 2-0, lost 3-1, 0-0, 2-1, 1. They're all low-scoring games, barring you beating Fulham 3-1 in terms of yourself scoring. But you will batter some teams this year. Like your next game against Rapid, I've never heard of Rapid
Vienna.
Yeah, Rapid Vienna, is that what it is? Right. You might score 3 or 4 goals against them.
Rapid.
Oh, Terry, don't be shocked if they do this 3-4-3 sit back thing.
There's another problem, yeah. There's another problem.
Go on.
That it's not being. It's a slight problem that I'm seeing. Even against the lower tier Premier League teams like West Ham, Sheffield, we're not creating a lot of chances.
Yeah.
There's kind of a problem there.
Arsenal were quite bad against West Ham as well. Like they did win the game, which is at the end of the day, we did say afterwards. I think we came on and we said afterwards that at the end of the day, they still won ugly, innit? But they were quite bad.
You know, one thing I would say though is, like obviously, Ceballos is not a bad player. He's very good on the ball, but what it is, not every player is good on taking the ball on half turn, and that's what we're missing. You've got to be able to receive the ball on half turn and drive, and Xhaka can't do it. Ceballos can't do it, and that's where we struggle.
Yeah. 100% right, mate. 100% right. And there's loads for Arsenal to improve on. I think that the problem you have, and I don't mean this to you, now, like fans like you, are a problem. I don't mean it in that respect. I just don't think you're being true to yourself, bruv. Like, I don't think you're going to become the best footballing side in the Premier League again anytime soon under Arteta. And I think that's almost like you try to like take us down that route. Like, we're going to become Nick, we'll then do that. This is you now. And I think you guys need to accept that, embrace it. And you're going to have some really good days. And then you're going to have days like today. When you're a pragmatic team, all the Chelsea boys know this. When you're a pragmatic team, you have these days where it's like, oh, if we just attacked a little bit more, we could have won. But that isn't what you're trying to build. Like, it's not what your manager's trying to do. But look, guys, I've got to go. United are kicking off in a few minutes. By the way, that's this team.
Terry,
I can't believe they still played Harry Maguire.
Why is Van Dijk playing in 2020?
Guys, the Maguire thing's a problem, but I truly believe the rest of us know we're not going to win against PSG, but Ollie's not looking at it that way. We play PSG on Tuesday. If we don't see the lineup back to normal for Tuesday, then sure. But if he puts in Pogba, he puts in who we should think should start, tell us and all that, Van de Beek, then I'll understand today.
Cameron.
We're still getting top 4. I don't know if people
I'll go in a second. Christopher, for your super chat. We spoke about that in a watch along. When we do the Man United show, when the game finishes, we'll touch on a lot of the other subjects from today as well. There's been so much Chelsea, the Liverpool game. It looks like he's out for 7 or 8 months, which could be huge. Pickford's, I don't know, Pickford
should have been red carded.
Hopefully get well soon, right?
That's it. But listen, everyone who's tuning in, thank you. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon.
Peace.